And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time zone you're in. This is not a walkthrough, this is actually a verdict video. So, I am proud to present, welcome to Abzu Verdict Video. Let's get started. There's not really a lot of negatives when I really think about it. It's really going to be a minor nitpick, so let's just jump to it. The only complaint I have with it, most of the swimming mechanics are actually pretty great, but it's just when diving deep, there's a little bit of strain or kind of force when we're just trying to dive to the bottom or just diving. Swimming up to the surface or just any other swimming mechanics was done fantastically well. But diving, that was the only complaint I had with that zoo. It's really the minor nitpick. It's not really a negative, but I'll consider a negative just for a positive and negative sake. Okay, so let's move on to the positive. The visuals, as you can see from the chapters, are stunning, awe-inspiring, poignant, and beautiful. From the kind of took me 3 to 5 hours, kind of. But yeah, there was no visual glitches, there was no frame rate dips. The visuals were just crazy beautiful from the beginning to the end, and it never let up. It rivals even that game company's Journey. That I'm actually impressed. If Giant Squid makes more visually striking games like this, yeah, I would be very much impressed, because they have a caliber and they have excelled at it well in terms of their visuals. The main thing I'm trying to say is the visuals are fantastic and beautiful to look at. Enough said. Another positive about Abzu was its gorgeous music that's playing at the background. Austin Wintory already has there's maybe top 5. I have a top 5 of music I can listen to with Austin Wintory all the freaking time. This is one of them. Journey is my personal favorite, but Abzu was up there. I was never disappointed with Austin Wintory's music from the beginning to the end. Even when the narrative took a darker approach or lighthearted approach, it was just fantastic, and it fit the mood whenever we were just swimming or just not doing even anything. I think the musical accompaniments from the orchestra that we got for the gameplay or narrative was just seamless. I was actually amazed at how well done the music was. I was very impressed. Very, 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 very impressed. There you go. Another positive about this, even though its story wasn't as impactful like Journey, I think Abzu's pacing was pretty fantastic too. From when we just start at the surface to the end, even though its ending wasn't as impactful, it just didn't have that gut impactful ending like Journey. I think its pacing was well done. I think it took us to locales with its visuals and music to back it up. I think the pacing really just was pretty consistent for the most part. I think it's a special call out to it. I was never disappointed with the pacing. I think they took us to places that we needed to. I think it just never let up. I think it was pretty strong in terms of its pacing. And this will be a short one. The last positive I had with Abzu was its gameplay. I think its gameplay it's a double-edged sword, but besides the diving, I think the swimming mechanics was fantastic. Also fantastic. Just from swimming to the surface, doing the roll, doing the kind of like a power swim, I think it was really well done. And in fact, just when we had those musical numbers of actually enhancing or the narrative and the gameplay just worked with the gameplay, it was so fantastic. Yeah, it was, I don't think it was better than Journey, but I think it was still great on its own for its swimming that we got. Even though the diving wasn't its strongest, I think every other swimming mechanics was just really well done. So, I think that's my major positives. Because I don't think the narrative was the strongest, not like Journey. I think Journey just had a profound and a very impactful with its narrative themes and narrative. But I am happy to say Abzu gets a 9 out of 10 for me. You heard it right. 9 out of 10. Strong 9 out of 10. I would highly recommend to play Abzu, and even if this is not your cup of tea, I think you should give it a rent, give it a try, and if you don't like it, hey, it's okay. But if you did like it, then yeah, 9 out of 10. I think Giant Squid should be making more games in this type of caliber. I was excited to play this, and I'm sorry this took me a long time to get this out, but I really had to ponder, think of what I really liked about this game compared to Journey. Yeah, it's not as great as Journey. I don't think anything like in this type of feel would be greater than Journey, but I think it was still worth my time.